Goodbye Eri is a one-shot manga made by Tatsuki Fujimoto of Chainsaw Man fame. The story came out in between the gap of parts 1 and 2 of Chainsaw Man, and after a year of thinking about it and rereading it, I think I'm comfortable calling it one of my favorite pieces of media of all time. It got me into Chainsaw Man, inspired me to read other excellent mangas, and made me re-examine and reappreciate why I love analyzing and talking about great storytelling. It was a daunting task trying to make a video about this story, but I think I'm ready to just trust myself and do it. This is the power of Goodbye Eri. The story starts with a middle school grade boy named Yuta getting a smartphone for his birthday, and with that gift, Yuta's mother makes a request. She's dying from an illness and wants Yuta to take videos of her and the family to immortalize her memory of her forever. Yuta starts off filming the family doing leisure activities and trips outside, but also films the mom while she sleeps because he wants to see if she'll die in her sleep. He quickly amasses over 100 hours of video before he has to see his mother one last time, who specifically requests to film her dying breath. But Yuta doesn't. He just runs away as the hospital explodes, yelling out, "Goodbye, Mom." Yuta compiled this footage into a documentary film titled Dead Explosion Mother, which just played in front of his entire school, who were pretty shocked at what they just witnessed. These critiques really hurt Yuta as he put his entire middle school career into making that movie, so he decides to go kill himself to prove a point to his critics. But before he jumps, he sees a girl. The girl says to go jump off another hospital as it would hurt this one's reputation, and notices that he still has money in his wallet, which makes her question how serious he is about dying. However, the girl recognizes Yuta from Dead Explosion Mother and takes him to a worn-down apartment complex to watch a bunch of movies. The girl is named Eri and explains that she loved Yuta's movie and wants him to make another, even better movie. So from here on out, to prepare for a brand new movie he's gonna shoot over the next year, he's gonna watch a ton of movies with her, which Yuta agrees to. So the two spend their days in a cycle of going to school, buying dinner at a convenience store, and watching as many movies as they can before rinsing and repeating. There's a lot of cute and fascinating character interactions sprinkled in here, but things become oddly eerie when Yuta and Eri meet Yuta's dad. He goes on about this rant about how Eri should leave Yuta alone, but Yuta yells cut, and we see this, for lack of a better term, behind the scenes interaction with Yuta's dad, where he thanks Eri for supporting Yuta's dream. Hell, when the dad says a poignant line, he asks if he should do another take of it. Eri ends up in the hospital, expressing that a huge part of the enjoyment of Yuta's film was that she could relate heavily to his mom, and wanted Yuta to film her until her final moments of her death. At his house, Yuta and his dad have a heart-to-heart, where dad reveals that he actually did capture the mom's final moments for him, and the contents of this reveal are shocking. Not because we see a sick woman die, but because Yuta's mom says, "That boy was useless to the very end." Yuta's mom was not a great mother, but Yuta's film painted her in a good light by showing the most beautiful parts of her through film, and in Eri's last few days, Yuta does the same for her. After the screening of Yuta's new film, a classmate asks Yuta a few questions that paint Eri in a much different light than the story has showed up until this point. For one, Eri apparently wore glasses, but the bigger shock comes when the classmate describes Eri as a self-absorbed jerk with a temper, even going as far as to say that Eri in the film was over-idealized, which Yuta fully admits to. The classmate still appreciates the movie anyway, which leads to a few blank pages before giving the audience a false "the end." After the school festival screening of Eri's movie, Yuta still felt something was missing from it, and kept constantly recutting the film over and over and over. In that time, Yuta went to college, dropped out, found a job, got married, and had a daughter, but kept recuttling and fiddling with Eri's movie even after all that time had passed. Things would take a turn for the worse, as Yuta and his family got into a tragic accident, with Yuta being the only survivor of it. He decides he's gonna die in the hideout where he and Eri watch so many movies together, where he finds Eri? All that talk about making her seem like a vampire earlier in the book was true? Kinda? Sorta? Maybe? She's watching Yuta's movie and offers him to sit down, but he denies the opportunity and leaves the hideout as he remembers a piece of advice Eri loved to give out. It's missing a bit of fantasy, don't you think? And the hideout explodes, ending Goodbye Eri. Goodbye Eri is about a lot, but I think it all comes back to the experiences in creating art, specifically about doing it in tandem with living life and how they affect each other. Art has more power than a lot of people think, both in creating and experiencing it. Even the simplest stories with little to no purpose than to make you entertained for a couple of minutes can help someone deal with grief or make you reevaluate your actions to be better in the future, but if taken the wrong way, they can also harm someone. And that's just one of so many of the interesting ideas and themes this story presents. sense, like how our protagonist is filming nearly everything in his life, which raises the question about how or what makes art quote-unquote authentic to somebody. I love this story so damn much, and I probably could have gone even deeper into it or made it a more poignant video, but much like Yuta, I gotta finish this project sometime. I mean, I started writing this video like 6 months ago, and I kept putting it off because I just didn't feel worthy about covering a story so great, but something I want to do going forward for my projects is to just do it. Stop worrying about how it compares to other videos like it, or if it doesn't cover this specific detail. Just create because you love creating and you want to make a video about this story, even if you feel like someone is doing it better than you. If I'm personally happy and passionate with the end result of my work, no matter whatever flaws it has, or if it doesn't stack up to this other creator's work, then I think I'm satisfied.